Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl, Bridget Kadoanya. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, please do not make it your last by hitting the subscribe button below and turning on your notification so as to get my videos when next I post them. And if it's not, hi my loves. As seen in the title, guys, we're going to be talking about adult friendship. So I feel like friendship is a lot more difficult these days, and the friendship of 2023, especially in this social media era, is a lot different from previous years. I feel like people are beginning to have standards of how a friend should be, and even the number of friends they should have, all depending on their personality and the standards that the society is beginning to set. Personally, I've had my fair share of friendships, like friendship palaver, and even if I don't keep so many friends, I've also had like bad friendships, people I like, should I say, betray me, people I like do certain things that are not that they shouldn't have done to me. But I do not blame anybody. I feel like at the time I was unaware of my worth. I feel like I allowed myself attract too many people. I feel like I settled for too many kind of people that I really shouldn't settle for. I was not aware. I was growing. I wasn't in the know of many things that I know now. So it made me attract these people. However, I am very, very grateful for these experiences because I feel like they have shaped me to be who I am today. And I see life differently, I see people differently, I see friendship from a whole different dimension, right? Which makes a lot of sense because I mean, experience is the best teacher after all. I'm somebody that actually values friendship a lot. I can go all out for my friends. I am somebody that I'm not insensitive to people's feelings. Friendship means a lot to me. Friendship to me is really deep. Before you think of keeping a friend, you should ask yourself if you're in the mental place, if you're mentally capable to accommodate people, if you are willing to be a good person, if you are willing to give what you require in a friendship, if you are willing to come through for people just as you want them to come through for you, if you're also willing to give loyalty. Everybody deserves to have that one friend that is very loyal to them, a friend that they can count on at any time and every time. It is actually very important. Are you ready? Why are you keeping this friend? Why do you want friendship? Are you desperate, or you just really want your own person? Are you willing to give what it takes to be a friend? Are you a good person? Because you have to be a good person to want a good person in your corner. You have to attract. We all attract what we are, really. Ask yourself if you love yourself enough to transfer the kind of love to someone else, because you have to love yourself even more than enough to be able to love someone else. You have to be happy with yourself before you can give happiness to somebody, because you have to cater to them emotionally, physically, mentally, as much as possible. That is what friendship is about. Ask people about yourself. Call a family, a friend, call anybody. Tell them being judgmental, just to understand your kind of person before you can take anybody in to say, oh, this is my friend, because it is actually very deep. You should do what you can. Another thing, like I mentioned earlier, is asking yourself why you want friends, why you want a friend, or why you want friends, or why you want a certain friendship, right? Are you desperate? Do you want friends do you want a particular person to be your friend because you want to be vibing, traveling everywhere, going to spa dates, going on different events? You have to define what it is, and you also need to check yourself to see that you're not desperate for friendship, because desperation is already a recipe for disaster. Do you want this friend because you are a good person and you think that this person matches your energy? Do you think that you have like minds? Do you think that two of you have almost same kind of drive? You have to put all of these things in place. What do you intend to gain from it? What do you want to get out of this friendship? Those are important questions that you really need to ask yourself before saying you want a particular person to be your friend, right? So I mean, people have friends for different reasons, but defining what you want actually makes more sense. If not, you would actually see something genuine and crush it. You would actually see something genuine and doubt it. You would see something genuine and not even recognize it, right? So you have to know what you want so that when you see it, you would appreciate it. So that when you see it, you nurture it, you allow it grow, you both grow together. I value friendship same way I value relationship, because I mean, friendship is a very important part of relationship. So before you drag that guy, drag that girl to your corner, you need to be sure of what you really want. Another thing you should do in friendship is setting boundaries, setting standards. Ask yourself if your values match, if your beliefs match, if you both share the same ideology about life. And sometimes you might not share the same ideology about life, as far as the person is not contradicting your values, your beliefs. Maybe it could work. For example, I, for one, I do not, there are certain things that I cannot take in a person, right? So setting my standards, setting my boundaries just helps me avoid certain people who contradict those values. Generally, setting standards just helps you, know the kind of people that you accept, or know the kind of people that you allow access to you. It makes you not just settle for anything that comes your way. You have to check this person to see if, oh, she completes my sentences. Does this person compliment me? Does this person, can I reason with this person? Can I say something to this person and he understands or she understands? Another thing is looking out for red flags in your friendships. Red flags are, I feel like red flags are actually very underestimated in this part of the world, because people see people with their habits and their characters, and it doesn't align with what you believe or what you do or who you are, but they go ahead to. For example, I do not like people who gossip. And this is not to say that as human beings we all at some point just talk about one or two persons just to you know chit chat and all of that. That's different from saying that gossip being the only thing that we do in that friendship. Like, we don't talk until it's about somebody, we don't share ideas until it's about somebody, we don't do anything until it's somebody's issue or it's somebody's matter. I mean, it's very unhealthy, right? I feel like that would lead to nowhere, and it's going to end in a disaster, because it gets to a point where even you becomes the topic one day without knowing. Another thing that's a red flag for me in friendship is somebody who steals. I really cannot stand anybody who takes things that are not theirs. And it's my value, right? I'm not supposed to be with somebody that I cannot vouch for, somebody that I cannot beat my chest to say that, oh, she didn't do this thing or she didn't take this thing. I can't do it. It's not my thing. So I don't expect to have people around me who do the same thing. So you should also look out for these things as red flags in your friends as well. And another thing for me that's a red flag is having somebody who is insensitive. I do not like insensitive people. I'm not an insensitive person, so I find it very difficult to keep people who are insensitive around me. People who just talk, people who do not know when to talk and what to say, people who are very quick to for example, you both shared something that's a secret that's supposed to be meant for both of you, and something happens, and boom, this person is, throwing it all up in your face. I do not like insensitive people. It's a major red flag for me. Another thing I look out for in a relationship as a red flag for me, or sorry, in a friendship as a red flag for me is, a negative person. There are people who do not see anything good in other people. There are people who everything about them is the opposite, the negative. They're always on the negative side, and forgetting that the people that you allow access to yourself would either make or mar you, right? This is very important that we have this at the back of our mind. So if you are not a negative person, you're on the positive side of life, I don't think that you should settle for anybody that is negative. There are certain people, like I mentioned, who never sees anything good. If you bring an idea to them, they're telling you about, oh, this thing, I've had people who did it and blah, 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 and all of that. They don't have a drive, they don't want to do anything, they don't have anything that pushes them, and they would not allow you grow, they would not allow you, they won't encourage you. That's a red flag. It should be a red flag for everybody. But you have to check yourself to see that you are not that person too. If you're a negative person and you have a negative person as your friend, that's fine, because I mean you both match each other's energy. But if you know you're a positive person, you have checked yourself and you see that you have this you have the right attitude to life, you have a positive mindset to life, it is important that you do not settle for any friendship, anybody that is negative. They will continue to drag you down, they will continue to they are not climbing, and you would also not climb, and you would most likely not realize, because oh, maybe you love this person, you see them as a friend, da 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 da, and all of that. So it's important to look out for this red flag. It is also important that you have, it's also important that you understand the roles of people in your life. So they are friends for different reasons, to be very honest. There's that friend, oh, you want to go to church with. There's that friend where maybe you want to go for a show and you're calling the friend up. There's that friend that is for studies, you want to go to school. There's that friend for work. There are roles of different people. Not everybody has to be your best friend. Not everybody has to be, your all-time friend. I always say, I mean, like, when I mean all-time and all-round friend, I mean like people who are round the clock with you, 247. In fact, you do every other of these activities with. However, not everybody can be that friend to you. So it helps you categorize people. It helps you, respect them accordingly. Not you. It helps you understand that people cannot be available at all times. I mean, we are adults. Things are changing. Times are changing. People have a lot that's going on with them. People have a lot they have to deal with. Some people are getting married. Some people already have kids. Some people deal with work. Some people deal with family. This helps you when you understand that, when you categorize people, you just have respect for them, you have your boundaries. People have their lives to live, and as adults, it's different from when we were kids, when we're growing, and secondary school friendships and all of that. Times have changed, people have responsibility, I mean like huge responsibilities now, so they might not be able to come through for you. So it is important that you categorize your friends. Another important thing in friendship is granting grace, giving grace to people. Giving grace to people is very important. We I feel like as human beings, we're bound to make mistakes. I feel like as human beings, we are not perfect, and certain things can go wrong at some point in our lives. We could offend people. But I want to see that you're trying. So long as this person is trying, so long as you see that the friendship also means the same thing to this person, and the person is actually actively trying to, retrace, and the person is remorseful, you should actually give grace to this person, because it could be you as well. It could be anybody. Anybody could default. Especially when you love this person so much. When you love people so much, it's important that you give them grace. A trying person would always win for me, because it goes to show that you also value the friendship as much as I value it, and it just makes a lot of sense. In summary of everything, uh it is important that we open our hearts to receive good friendship. Some people are, as a result of what we've been through, experiences, upbringings, challenges, and different things that could contribute to us being uptight, not wanting anybody in our space. Just find your person. Find that person that you have a spark with. Find that person that compliments you. Find that person that you can share anything and everything with. Find that person that has almost same drive with you. Somebody that you can do life with. So I'm going to end this video by saying that friendship is actually beautiful, regardless of the cons, the conflict, the disagreement, the this and that people experience in friendships. Let all of those things go. Allow yourself breathe. Allow yourself have good friends. Allow yourself find your person. Allow finding your person. I feel like finding your person is underrated. Somebody you can call up at any given time to say, this is what I am going through, and they are coming through for you. It's really beautiful. But this brings us to the end of my video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.